11 countries across the Caribbean are showing spikes in COVID-19. We'll tell you the hotspots. Jamaica denies its COVID-19 policies favor tourists over citizens. Royal Caribbean is canceling all its cruises through November after the CDC extended a no-sail order. A Trinidad-born U.S. citizen is accused of assisting ISIS. U.S. presidential candidate Joe Biden is courting Caribbean-American voters in Florida with a new series of radio ads. The Jamaica National Group launches a Caribbean-owned bank in the UK. Guyana's government is set to meet with the Healthcare Workers Union about protests for better working conditions. St. Lucia set to get a new Grand Hyatt hotel. And the Bahamas is launching new travel and testing protocols. We've got all the details.
This is the Caribbean Times News with Alisha David.
I'm Alisha David in New York. Thanks for being with us. And we begin with our headline story. 11 countries in the Caribbean are showing spikes in COVID-19 cases. That according to the Pan American Health Organization. In the past 2 months, the 11 countries, including Jamaica and Cuba, moved from moderate to intense transmission. The organization says the virus is now spreading among younger people who have mild or no symptoms, who are likely unaware that they are infected. Over 17 million cases of the coronavirus have been reported in the Americas, which also covers the Caribbean region. Now, that represents half of all cases worldwide, with Brazil and the United States continuing to be the main territories contributing to the rise. Now to Guyana's government and its public service union set to meet about protesting healthcare workers. The union has agreed to suspend further protest actions by nurses and healthcare workers to make way for negotiations with the new government. The healthcare workers have been protesting for an increase in salaries, risk allowances, and other benefits. And U.S. presidential candidate Joe Biden is courting Caribbean-American voters in Florida. Biden is launching a $2.1 million ad campaign aimed at Caribbean and Black radio stations and streaming services in the swing state. The ad campaign is being done by Black PAC and Unite the Country, and it's part of former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg's $100 million effort aimed at pushing Florida to Biden in the upcoming election. Now, according to polls, Black voters support Biden over President Trump, although the overall race in Florida is quite close. Now, coming up, Jamaica denies its COVID-19 policies favor tourists over citizens, and a Caribbean-owned bank launches in the United Kingdom. Those stories are just ahead. Stay with us.
Since the coronavirus, global travel seems risky, but with Promo Caribbean, you don't have to worry. Our COVID-19 alerts feature, coupled with our comprehensive travel guide featuring over 20 countries, contains all you need to keep updated and safe during the pandemic. Whether it's Belize, Barbados, Haiti, or Guyana, our travel guide has all you need from safe places to eat, transport options, pharmacies, embassies, hotels, and Airbnbs. Not feeling well? You could take the COVID self-assessment test on our app. If you happen to be in the Caribbean or are looking to travel during these uncertain times, then Promo Caribbean is going to be your best friend. Today more than ever, you need to stay informed and stay safe. With Promo Caribbean, you don't have to worry. We've got you. Download the app from the App Store or Play Store now.
Welcome back to Caribbean Times News. And Jamaica denying that its COVID-19 policies favor tourists over citizens. The statement from Prime Minister Andrew Holness came in response to critics who accused the government of putting the health of citizens at risk and favoring the tourism sector. Now, the Prime Minister said that the tourism sector should be treated as a business where the country has to get the most economic value that it can, adding that the country's economy cannot exist without trade and travel. According to Holness, tourists entering the country will still have to present their COVID-19 test results before entry, although the country will also now accept the results of the antigen test alongside PCR test results. Now to the Trinidad-born U.S. national accused of assisting ISIS. The United States is charging 2 people, including a 53-year-old Trinidad and Tobago-born U.S. citizen, who were detained by the Syrian Democratic Forces and recently transferred to the custody of the FBI. U.S. authorities said that Emran Ali was charged with providing and attempting to provide material support to ISIS after traveling to Syria with his family, including his son, Jihad Ali, to join ISIS. The telecommunications monopoly in Guyana is ending. The sector has been liberalized, with the 2 main telecommunications companies in the country welcoming the decision by the government. It ends a 30-year anti-competitive telecom monopoly. According to the Prime Minister of Guyana, Mark Phillips, the legislation will help modernize telecommunications in the country. Both the Guyana Telephone and Telegraph Company and Digicel said that they were ready to compete in the new environment.
Has issued commencement orders fully bringing into force the Telecommunications Act 2016 and the Public Utilities Commission Act 2016 within 2 months of assuming office. The commencement of these acts is nothing less than historic, aligning Guyana's telecommunications regime to those found in other countries in the world, including most Caribbean countries, ending a 30-year-old anti-competitive telecommunications monopoly that have left Guyanese weary, frustrated, and lagging behind in the telecommunications arena. Better quality of service and lower prices for consumers, while at the same time ensuring that all operators continue to enjoy all benefits conferred under the old legislative regime.
Meanwhile, Guyana's vice president is expressing concerns that its oil wealth may be threatened by alternative forms of energy. At a news conference, the vice president acknowledged the possibility of a short window to take full advantage of its oil industry before alternative forms of energy take hold of the international market and severely diminish the country's ability to cash in on its energy sector. Guyana recently signed its 3rd project agreement with U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil. It's expected to produce up to 220,000 barrels of oil per day beginning in 2024. Now, when we come back, a Grand Hyatt hotel is coming to St. Lucia, and the UK gets its first Caribbean-owned bank. The details are coming up. Stay with us.
Mac Shack, New York, dedicated to providing a unique dining experience by offering classic, seasonal, and modern creative macaroni and cheese flavors. Find their locations at macshacknewyork.com. That's MACSHACKNY.com.
Welcome back to Caribbean Times News. And a group of Cuban nurses who were sent to Barbados to help in the fight against COVID-19 will now stay an extended 6 months in the country. According to Cuba's ambassador to Barbados, an agreement has been signed between Cuba and Barbados to facilitate the extension. The ambassador said that the country would be able to cope with new imported cases and will be able to control the situation with the help of the nurses. Barbados Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kenneth George advised citizens to remain calm in the wake of a cluster of COVID-19 cases, which includes 2 students. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization says that the global pandemic has disrupted critical mental health services in 93% of countries worldwide. That's even as the demand for those services are increasing. This is according to a new survey of 103 countries from the organization. Countries in the survey reported disruption to many kinds of critical mental health services. 60% of the countries reported disruptions to mental health services for vulnerable people, including children and adolescents. 30% saw disruptions to access to medications, and 67% reported disruptions to counseling and psychotherapy. Royal Caribbean is canceling cruises until the end of November due to COVID-19. Royal Caribbean said that it had consulted with the CDC before the decision to suspend cruises was made. The CDC recently extended their no-sail order for cruise ships. Royal Caribbean now says that it intends to resume operations on December 1st. And St. Lucia is set to get a 345-room Grand Hyatt hotel. The luxury hotel is expected to open in 2023. The company says that it is excited to bring the brand to St. Lucia, which is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Caribbean. And coming up, a Caribbean-owned bank launches in the UK, and the Bahamas is set to launch a new set of travel and testing protocols. We've got all the details you need to know coming right up.
Since the coronavirus, global travel seems risky, but with Promo Caribbean, you don't have to worry. Our COVID-19 alerts feature, coupled with our comprehensive travel guide featuring over 20 countries, contains all you need to keep updated and safe during the pandemic. Whether it's Belize, Barbados, Haiti, or Guyana, our travel guide has all you need from safe places to eat, transport options, pharmacies, embassies, hotels, and Airbnbs. Not feeling well? You could take the COVID self-assessment test on our app. If you happen to be in the Caribbean or are looking to travel during these uncertain times, then Promo Caribbean is going to be your best friend. Today more than ever, you need to stay informed and stay safe. With Promo Caribbean, you don't have to worry. We've got you. Download the app from the App Store or Play Store now.
Welcome back to Caribbean Times News and the first Caribbean-owned bank launching in the UK. The bank, which is a subsidiary of the Jamaica National Group, will offer retail savings and personal loan products targeted to the Caribbean community and the UK market. The digital bank has one main branch in Brixton, South London, and will focus on supporting community-based initiatives. The Jamaica National Group said that it's pleased to be the first Caribbean bank to be awarded a full banking license, and it's looking forward to expanding the customer base by offering services through its digital channels as well. And finally, in our Caribbean Moment by Caribbean Journal, the Bahamas is set to launch a new set of travel and testing protocols. Beginning November 1st, the Bahamas will remove the mandatory vacation-in-place requirements for all visitors. Instead, the new protocols will require visitors, returning citizens, and residents to obtain a negative COVID test result no more than 7 days prior to their travel to the Bahamas. In addition, all travelers will take a rapid antigen test upon arrival in the Bahamas, and then again 96 hours after arrival. Children aged 10 and under will be exempt from the antigen test requirement. And that does it for this edition of Caribbean Times News. To all of our viewers all across the Caribbean and all around the world, thanks for watching and have a great weekend.